त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री महालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती महाकाली त्रिगुणात्मिका कुंडलिनी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री सहस्रार स्वामिनी मोक्ष प्रदायिनी माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः।
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our participants here in person. Today happens to be the 142nd session that we're having here, and also welcome to our viewers online. We are very lucky to have Meenakshi with us today, and you're going to tell us a little bit about the second chakra later on today, right, Meenakshi? Yeah,
they're happy to be here too.
Yeah. So as usual, our structure, we will go with the introduction of Sahaja Yoga, a little bit about Shri Mataji and what the chart is about, and go through our process of getting a self-realization. And then there's a really lovely talk of 1990. Shri Mataji talks about the second chakra that Meenakshi is going to talk about as well, followed by second deepening meditation, which you're happy to do that, Meenakshi?
Mm-hmm.
And then a second meditation, a little bit more balancing as well to the end. So what you feel initially will be quite different to what you feel towards the end. It's likely that you feel like slightly stronger experience towards the end. So for our newcomers, shall we begin with perhaps telling them a little bit about Sahaja Yoga and introduce Shri Mataji? Would you like to just tell us a little bit, our audience, about Shri Mataji? Because clearly, without her, this wouldn't be possible.
Yeah, that's true. We've been very fortunate to be able to meet Shri Mataji because she's the founder of Sahaja Yoga. She find a way how to awaken this Kundalini within our sacred system en masse, meaning that before we had to go perhaps to the Himalayas or somewhere. We had only one guru, one disciple, and maybe we would get this awakening of the Kundalini. But Shri Mataji actually find a way how to do it en masse, and we don't have to go to the Himalayas. We can just be here in this life, in this society, and get this connection,
realization. Yeah. So as our program tonight, where we will offer self-realization, this is what Shri Mataji did do. So she traveled around the world. Every second, third day, she would travel to a new place and come and give a program and give en masse realization to people. She wanted people to be, as Meenakshi said, to be part of the society, be householders, but yet have another jump in the evolution in mankind.
Yeah, there was an emergency. I think
that's right. At that time,
yeah.
there was a lot of seeking happening in the 1970s. There was the Cold War as well, and also a lot of so-called gurus from India had gone to, particularly predominantly to the American countries to, promote yoga, except that they were harming the people, and she really found that very difficult, where people were being hurt and not given
because
the
the seekers, what we call the seekers of truth, were really, really looking for that, and they could see that. They thought that was they could find it with these gurus, but they were taking all their money and they were damaging them.
That's
on
right.
inside.
Yeah. So, and for that reason, there is no charge at all for Sahaja Yoga. Shri Mataji always said it is very special, and you can't put a price on something that is so special, which helps us with our evolution. So I might just talk a little bit about the chakra which is behind us. It is our subtle system in our human body, and we have the blue line, which is on the left side, and that is to do with our emotions, our feelings. When that is exhausted, that's when people get quite depressive and lethargic, and there's a bit of that happening in our society. We're sort of on the extremes at the moment. Either people are extremely rushing, pushing, or they're falling into depression. The idea is swinging between the left and the extreme right. So the idea is to be in balance, which is the central path, which is the white line that runs through our central nervous system, that manages our breathing, that also controls our heartbeat. And it's not something that we do it. It is beyond our control. It just happens. So the Kundalini, the mothering energy, which is situated at the base of the spine in the triangular bone, at the base of the spine, that is where a mothering energy is. And in Sahaja Yoga, that's where she is awakened, and as she comes up, she energizes the various energy centers within us. If there is a weakness in one of our chakras or a problem, then it gets fixed. The Kundalini fixes it. And that is why sometimes we feel a bit of heat on our hands. And we will feel tingling sensation on our fingertips, because each of the chakras on the subtle system, the quality is also connected to our fingertips. So that is how we can feel our subtle system on our hands. But the last thing I might mention before we move on to getting a realization is about the two big balloons that you may notice on the chart, the yellow and the blue. It is to do with our ego in the front and the superego, which is to do with the past at the back. So it's to do with our memory, emotions, and also to do with thinking, which both are actually important.
We can use that, yeah.
However,
we use it all the
yes,
time.
and we do need to use it.
Yes,
The problem arises when they are
they're
in
dominating
excess,
us,
when the true.
and it's out of control.
Yeah, that's when the problem arises. So human beings tend to oscillate between the ego or the superego. And because of that, we're always either thinking of the past or we're always thinking of the future. And that's where we tend to be stuck. So when the Kundalini rises and comes through this area, the ego and the superego is sucked in, sucked down, and the Kundalini rises through. And that is when we're in thoughtless awareness.
Exactly.
And perhaps we will experience that today. And this is when we come up to our top chakra, the Sahasrara chakra, which is the next jump in our human evolution.
And perhaps we can just add that Kundalini is like a spiritual mother. And when she rises and goes through the chakras, she does it with such gentleness that we don't feel it.
Yeah.
Just in the same way that when the flower is blooming, we don't see the flower opening up.
Yes.
This is the same thing. Like she's working very, very hard, but we don't feel her work.
That's right. We don't feel the pain.
We don't. No.
Yeah.
But
And
we feel the relief.
We feel the relief. I agree with that. Yeah. So shall we go and get the realization started? So I notice everyone's taken their shoes off here. Viewers online, you can sit where you like, comfortable as you are. Just if you could take your shoes off, please. And so we will use our right hand and work on the left side of our body. We'll start by placing a right hand on our heart. It will then go under the heart and then to where the leg meets the body. Just here, nice, good pressure on the crease, and we'll bring it up to the upper part of the abdomen, on the heart, and then the area between your neck and your shoulder. And as you do that, just move your head towards your right side. We will then place it on the forehead in the front, at the back of the head, and then the last one will be on the fontanelle bone. So this soft part, which moves when the children are little, and we will place the palm of our hand on this area here, and then lower our head and just move it in a clockwise direction. So that is sort of the process. And for those of us wearing glasses, you're welcome to take them off so that we will close our eyes during this process. And the reason we close our eyes is so it helps us to bring our attention inside. For those of you, if you find your eyes are flickering or it's difficult to keep your eyes closed, you're welcome to watch Shri Mataji's bindi, the red dot on Shri Mataji's forehead. It's very calming and settling to the thought process. So hands in our lap, you can gently close our eyes, feet on the ground. And we just watch our breathing and bring our attention inside. And place our right hand on the heart, on the left-hand side. So we will work just on the left-hand side of our body, which is the side of emotion. And here we are going to ask a few questions quietly within ourselves to the mothering energy within us, the Kundalini. You can address your questions to Mother Kundalini, or you can address them to Shri Mataji, for it is she who has given us this special gift. So we ask ourselves a question here: who am I, and what is my purpose on this earth? Bring our right hand under the heart. This is the area of self-mastery. And here we ask ourselves another question. Am I my own master? Am I my own teacher? Because a lot of us don't have the confidence to manage ourselves, to manage our emotions, to manage our feelings, to manage our thoughts, and we tend to rely on our peers, on social media, what to think and what to do and how far to go. Moving a hand down on the left-hand side, on the crease where the leg meets the body, this is the area of pure knowledge within us. So with all our heart, we desire, we express our desire to receive the pure knowledge. So we say, Mother Kundalini, please give me the pure knowledge. Mother Kundalini, please give me the pure knowledge. Mother Kundalini, please give me the pure knowledge. The knowledge that we are requesting for is the state of our chakras in our subtle systems, the qualities that are within us, which we will begin to feel on our hands as the Kundalini rises. Mother Kundalini, please give me the pure knowledge. Shri Mataji, please give me the pure knowledge. Moving our hand up under the heart. Here we are going to affirm a few times. Mother Kundalini, by your grace, I am my own teacher. Mother Kundalini, by your grace, I am my own master. So it is the mother within us, Mother Kundalini, that gives us the confidence, the quiet confidence to know how far to go, when to pull back, what to think, so that we're not relying on other people. We become quietly confident within ourselves. So let's say a few more times, Mother Kundalini, by your grace, I am my own teacher. Mother Kundalini, Shri Mataji, by your grace, I am my own teacher. Bring our hand onto the heart. There's a very special quality that resides in the heart, and it is who we fundamentally are in the end, and what we have to strengthen within ourselves, which is our spirit. So we say a few times, I am the spirit. I am the spirit. I am the spirit. And the spirit is a beautiful, beautiful quality of subtle, solid, quiet joy within us. So it is not extremes of being very happy and then unhappy, but it is just a very steady joy within us. Mother Kundalini, I am the spirit. I am the spirit. We place our right hand onto the left hand side of our neck. And as you can, just move your head towards your right shoulder. And here is the area where we tend to carry a lot of guilt. So it's time to let go of the guilt within us. So we say a few times, I am not guilty. I am not guilty. I am not guilty. now to move our right hand onto the forehead. So place your hand on your forehead, and as you do that, just apply a little bit of pressure with your fingertips and the palm of your hand. And also good idea to just lower your head a little bit, let it cradle into your hand. And this is a very important area or chakra within us, and it is the area of forgiveness. So without thinking of any one person or a circumstance or a situation, in general, we are going to say a few times, I forgive everyone. I forgive everyone. I forgive everyone. I forgive everyone. And now please place your right hand at the back of your head. And as you do that, eyes are still closed. You just tip your head up towards the sky. Here we are going to address the mothering energy within us, Mother Kundalini, for all the mistakes that I have made in my past, knowingly or unknowingly, towards my innocence and towards my spirit and my ascent. Please forgive me. Mother Kundalini, please forgive me. And I forgive myself. And for the last and most important one, a right hand, the palm of your right hand, please place it on the top of your head, the soft part, the fontanelle bone area. Good connection, good pressure. And to do that, please stretch your fingers away from your hand. That allows you to exert a bit of pressure on your head. And here we are going to rotate a hand in a clockwise direction. And as we rotate, we are going to ask for our self-realization. And it is important to ask because Shri Mataji respects our freedom, and it is in our freedom that we will ask for our realization. So the movement of the hand is starting from our left, forward, to the right and back. Left, forward, right and back. And as you do that, with good pressure, moving your scalp, please ask 7 times, Mother Kundalini, Shri Mataji, please give me my self-realization. Please give me my self-realization. Please give me my self-realization. And for those of us that have done this before, we ask, please establish my self-realization. Please establish my self-realization. Please strengthen my self-realization. Please strengthen my self-realization. Keeping our attention where our hand is. Just watch that space, and you can keep your eyes closed. Just bring your hand down onto the lap, palma. Eyes are still closed. Our attention is on top of our head. And just see how you feel on top of your head. Some of us may feel cool, very gentle, cool breath-like breeze on the palm of our hand or on top of your head. And some of us may also feel a little bit of heat coming out, and that is okay. As the Kundalini rises and as she cleanses the debris or the weakness in our chakras and repairs our chakras, often that is accompanied by a little bit of heat within us. But most of us, and yes, most of us will notice our breathing slows down a little bit, and you feel calm. And if you notice your thoughts have stopped, and that is the state of being in meditation where you can hear things, but you are thoughtless, you're not thinking. And it just happens as the Kundalini comes up and comes through the Sahasrara chakra. And slowly open your eyes and see how you feel on your hands and within yourself. That is the initial experience of feeling the presence of Kundalini within us. But of course, Meenakshi will take us through a little bit of balancing as well, and she will take us through another short meditation. And I'm sure by that stage, there should be a bit more stronger experience that we will feel. Meenakshi, a lovely tech team here, Lynn and Chaitanya. Yes, Lynn is very much here. She's just on the side today. They have a lovely talk of Shri Mataji from 1990. And this is a public program that Shri Mataji gave in New Zealand. And Shri Mataji talks about the Swadhisthana chakras, which is something that you will talk to viewers a little bit later after the talk. Are we okay to go with the talk? Great. We will move aside.
That the tree which has grown so big has to know its roots. Otherwise, there is a problem which we do not know. How to face. So as you have been told about the roots now, about the left side and the right side, the two sympathetic nervous system, the left and the right, both of them act separately, which I think doctors do not know about. About diabetes now. Too much talking on me, imbalance. About diabetes, somebody asked me today, how does he get diabetes by thinking? In India, if you go to a village, they'll ask you to take some tea and you just can't take it because the sugar is so much that the spoon has to stand at right angle. And none of them get diabetes, none of them. But our bureaucrats in India, all of them get it. Also the politicians. The reason is they think too much, they plan too much. They are very right-sided. Now, which center does the right side work is the second center, which we call as Swadhisthana. This second center, which is the Swadhisthana, is, as you can see very clearly, provides for the right side activity. It is connected upward, passes through the optic chiasma, goes to the left side, creating our ego. Like we built this big hall, so believe that we have done a great job. But actually something that was dead, that we have put together, that's how the hall is built, from dead to dead. We have done no living work so far. But that creates a imaginary feeling that we have done this, we have done that. And that's how this balloon of ego starts growing within us on one side. Now when this Swadhisthana is working, it has got a very important work to do, is to replace the brain cells in our head, which we are using for thinking, the grey cells. It has to do that. And because of this pressure of a thinker on that center, it neglects the other functions that it has to do of looking after your liver, your pancreas, your spleen, and your kidneys, and partly your digestive system. As a result, all these organs go into problems. One of them is the pancreas, which causes what we call diabetes. Liver goes out of order. When liver goes out of order, then the heat rises in your body. From liver it rises higher, goes upward and catches onto the right heart center, as we call it, which gives you a disease called asthma. Asthma can be easily cured if you can look after your overactive liver. It becomes overactive because it has very limited energy and it has to do its job of expelling poison from your body into the bloodstream. But it has no energy to do that, so it becomes overactive. And such a person cannot also release all the heat of the body into the bloodstream, so the heat starts passing over. So much so that it can reach heart and a person can get a massive heart attack. In young age, supposing some people who are playing tennis and smoking, all out to destroy themselves in a way, I should say, or some very strenuous game with that smoking and drinking and pressurizing themselves, get a very fatal heart attack, a massive heart attack, because they have gone into a complete out of balance situation. Now, at the same time, the most dangerous thing that can happen to us because of this center is that we get a horrible disease called blood cancer. Blood cancer comes to us because of the spleen getting out of order or imbalance. The spleen is a speedometer in us, or as we can say it's a rhythm keeper. It keeps our rhythm of life. But we are all the time out of rhythm. We sleep at any time, get up at any time, and any kind of emergency that comes in, this organ has to supply red blood corpuscles, RBCs, for the emergencies. Any emergency rises. For example, you are eating your food, and then suddenly you have to run. Then what happens? That you get pain here in the stomach, this side, because your spleen has started producing RBCs quickly. But we are all the time in tensions. All the time we are very hectic. We get up in the morning, first thing we do, horrible thing, is to read newspapers. In the newspaper they never give good news. Always has to be something sensational, challenging your spleen. Then the spleen, poor thing, starts excreting or creating more RBCs. And when that happens, the person who is doing all these things does not realize that already he has tortured this poor spleen. Again he goes into another hectic life. For example, he may just jump into his car, he has to go to his office, then he sees the jam and then he gets very upset because he gets late in the office, then the boss shouts at him, something like that. All the time there's an emergency, a time-bound life, and all the time people are running up and down in a very hectic manner. And this hectic manner makes this poor spleen really crazy. Doesn't understand what's the matter with this gentleman. Why is he behaving like this? Then the vulnerability is established. And anything that happens from the left side, it just triggers the cancer. I'll show you how it works out. This is one center, say, from the left side and the right side, both of them combine to form the real center. Now, if you are working too hard on the right side, like that, it starts moving, taking the energy, exhausting the energy, it is like this. And anything happens to the left, it just goes out. Now, it's broken. In the sense, the relationship with the whole is lost. So it gets on its own. And it starts working on its own. We call it a malignant cell. Means it starts growing in such a way that there is no relationship with other cells. But if the nose starts rising, growing, then this place all gets covered, this place all gets covered, your ear can get covered, and the rest of the cells are still growing at the same rate. This malignancy is because of imbalance in us. Even ordinary cancer is caused by that. So, what have we to do? How are we to overcome these things? Of course, there are doctors and things. Most of them are looking after most of the people. But those who are seeking the truth can be cured by themselves because their Kundalini will rise. When it rises, it nourishes that center. It brings back the broken, like this, nourishes them. She integrates all the centers, so your thinking, your heart, your stomach, your liver, all integrated. You do not repent for anything. You get an integrated personality. You get a very healthy personality. And such a person automatically looks very healthy and very peaceful. Because the centers that are within us, which are enlightened, are the centers which are responsible for different functions in our body. So the first one I have told you about, the second one, and the first one I told you about yesterday, and the next one to that is the center which is very important, was called as a navel center, Nabhi Chakra. This is the one which looks after the solar plexus within us. So,
It's very interesting, that
Very,
one,
very good.
talking about the
Yeah.
chakra that you were planning to talk to our viewers about, Swadhisthana. Would you expand a little bit, Meenakshi, about where it's related to on a hand or some qualities
Yeah,
of
Shri
it?
Mataji, of course, explained it very well, and it was very medical as well. What I would add, so the second, I think we can see it on the chart. It's just above the Kundalini. We can see the yellow spot there, and this is the beginning of the right side. Just like when we saw last week, the Muladhara chakra, which is under the Kundalini, is the beginning of the left side. So beginning of the right side, the Swadhisthana, we can locate it on our thumbs. So we have a right Swadhisthana, we have a left Swadhisthana, and we have the center Swadhisthana. So as Shri Mataji explained, the heat, because this is the center of creativity, especially in these modern times, we have to do so many things, and we have to do it in such a hectic way, as Shri Mataji said. So we go into this movement, which is over,
and it's
we're not
quite
able
hectic.
to.
Lifestyle is considered quite a thing. You know, you're doing the right thing if you sit not moving fast.
That's right.
Yeah.
If you're too slow, you have a problem.
Yeah.
And the thing is that, especially, as Shri Mataji said, the Kundalini enlightens the centers. So an organ in the Swadhisthana chakra, which is very important, is our liver. Mm-hmm. And it's the seat of our attention. So if we can, because our liver, our attention becomes enlightened, we can actually, suddenly, we can see ourselves, we can watch ourselves. Meaning, like if we see ourselves running, we can suddenly say stop and say, oh, what am I doing? Perhaps I can do it differently, then perhaps I can plan my day so that I don't rush so much, so that I'm not so hectic. Because our attention is enlightened, so we can see ourselves, mm-hmm. we can watch ourselves. So that's very important. And the other thing I wanted to say, and that would help this Swadhisthana to go back into balance, it's also to be a bit more humble, mm-hmm. because the creator, the one who created all the universes, all the planets, all the forests, the rivers, the land, he did all that. We did nothing. So we have to, if we're a bit more humble and recognize that, then we understand that we don't do everything. Mm-hmm. There's something higher that is doing everything.
True.
As Shri Mataji said, we play with dead things, but not alive. We cannot produce one flower. We can copy, we can use different things to make a flower, but we cannot actually produce the actual mm-hmm. seed and life of a flower. We cannot do that. So I think if we humble down like that and understand there's something bigger, higher,
there's
and
a greater force.
That's right.
Created us.
Yeah, and there is a rhythm in this force. Mm-hmm. We can see everything is in balance in the universe. Mm-hmm. Everything is happening, and it's in balance. So if we go back to that natural rhythm and try to follow that natural rhythm, then we'll definitely integrate more and will be more balanced.
True. Yeah. Talking about balance, mm-hmm. which Shri Mataji mentioned it a few times as well, we need to be in balance. Would you take us through that balancing technique now? Mm-hmm. And also, if I could just quickly also show us about raising a Kundalini and placing on a bandhan as well.
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that something one could do every day, right? The balancing, it's easy.
Balancing, you can do it morning, evening, mm-hmm. all the time. I do it.
Yes,
because we absorbing, and we are not in the Himalayas, We are, so we have to do so many things during the day. So all the time we have to balance.
And sometimes it's not you, but perhaps also the people that you're around. You're absorbing things.
We're absorbing a lot,
and a lot of emotions from people. But so. Yeah,
we should not really think of that. We just, if we feel something is unbalanced, and we just balance ourselves. And that's how we work.
Yeah.
And that's how we grow, we ascend, and we try to go above all this. Mm-hmm. All this we have to do every day. It's like a Maya, it's like in what we call a Maya. It's an illusion.
Yeah.
It's like a testing ground, mm-hmm. a playground.
Yes.
For us to grow,
true.
To ascend above all this, like a little lotus. Mm-hmm. This is our aim to bloom out of all this and keep shining.
True.
Yeah, all these qualities of the divine.
I was just going to add a little bit that once, as we try to bring ourselves into balance each day, the issues don't finish, they continue, the difficulties still stay. It's just that sometimes we can manage it a little bit better, or how we react to a certain situation. You can sort of
Exactly.
pause and go, okay, not letting them.
We are more
me.
detached.
Yes.
And sometimes it helps to solve the problem.
Yeah.
Actually.
Right. Well, wait no moment. Actually, take us through it then.
Okay. Okay, we're just going to go back to closing our eyes and putting our attention back inside ourselves, forgetting about everything else. Our hands are on our laps, or our palms facing up, and just put our attention on our breathing a little bit, just to come back to this life which is within us. Now, to put the left side into balance, we're just going to drop our right hand towards the Mother Earth, or on the Mother Earth if we are sitting on the Mother Earth. And we're just going to ask, pray to our own motherly Kundalini to please absorb all the tension, all the heat, all the negative thoughts, all negative thoughts from the past, all the impure desires that are still within us, to please absorb everything into the Mother Earth. We're using the elements in Sahaja Yoga. It's very simple, but it's very effective. So we just said, please, Mother Kundalini, absorb all the negativity, all the heaviness from my left side into the Mother Earth. We keep the attention above the head, and we let our own Kundalini to do it. We might feel some change in our left palm, might become a little bit cooler, a little bit lighter. So we can put our right hand back on our lap, and we can, to balance the right side, we're going to put our left hand looking back, bending, just bending at the elbow, with the palm facing backwards. And here we're going to ask our own Kundalini, Mother Kundalini, please absorb all the heat, all the negativity from my right channel into the air, into the ether. You can ask 2 or 3 times. Take away all the thoughts, all the heat, and absorb, get it absorbed into the ether, into the air elements. We can even put our head down a little bit and just humble down and let the life force work for us. In the same way, we might feel a little bit of change in our right palm. Perhaps it's getting lighter, cooler. What we can do next is to put this left hand, our left hand, on our liver, on the right side, under the rib cage. Because our liver is under a lot of pressure, has to do so much work. It's a very important organ. And we can simply ask our own Kundalini to please come into our liver and cool it down. So please, Mother Kundalini, come into my liver, come into my attention. Please cool my liver down. Bring me back to the present moment. Take away all the worries, all my worries about what has happened in the past, yesterday, or 10 years ago, or what is going to happen tomorrow. Just bring me back into the present. May my attention be on this life force, on my connection above the head. And absorb all my thoughts. Then we can put our left hand back when we feel better. And we can, with our right hand, we can follow the center channel in front of us to starting at the base of the spine and just raise our own Kundalini like if it was water. And just bring it up, slowly, slowly, above the head and beyond, far beyond. And we do that a few times. Just we can raise our own Kundalini and bring it up, above the head and beyond, very far above the head. And again, raise our own Kundalini. And above the head. And then we can just try to feel, see if there is any breeze, cool or warm, coming out of our own head, just a little bit above the head. See if there is any breeze coming there. And we can check with the other hand above the head, see if there is any difference. And one more time with the right hand. See if we feel it better, if we are more in the moment, if we are more at peace, if we are more within ourselves, with ourselves. We can put our two hands in front of the chest level, palm facing up, and just see if there is any sensation in our hands, any pressure on any fingers, any heat, any heaviness in one hand more than the other one. Just start to slowly awaken this attention on our own vibrations, where we can feel ourselves. And then we can just put our hand back on our lap and just meditate 1 more minute. Just keeping the attention above the head. And see if we can stay there. Completely at ease, but completely alert as well. As soon as we realize that we are thinking, we just forgive the thoughts, just let them go and bring the attention back above the head. That's the new work for our own liver. It's to go there as much as possible, to keep us in balance, to keep us connected. Perhaps we can open our eyes now, and we can just see if we can keep this connection with the eyes open, if we can keep the quality of that connection. And then something we do before meditating and after meditating, it's a sort of a protection we can do together. We bring our left hand in front of our first vertebra in front of us, and with the right hand, so we raise the Kundalini with the left hand, and with the right hand, we just go around it. We can look at our left hand at the same time, and we go up and up and up, tilt our head back, and we do a knot there. And we've got 3 channels, so we're going to do that 3 times. The second time, same thing, we go rise, go up, and then here we tied up 2 knots, 1 and another one. And the third time, same thing, up, and we tied up 3 knots. So everything is tied up there. Now we're going to leave our left palm on our lap, and with the right hand, we're going to start on the left, and we're going to go all around the Sahaja system, and we come back the same way. So that's for 1 chakra. So we've got 7 chakra, we do it 7 times. So we keep the attention when we're doing that. And that's it. Ready for the day.
And balanced as
And
well.
balanced.
Thank you, Meenakshi. That was such a profound experience where you felt lovely feeling on your fingertips. If there are any questions here and also online, type away. Now is your moment. If not, and you still prefer to just continue to meditate, there's some beautiful music, and we'll let you continue with your meditation if that's what you would like to do. But if there are any questions, please ask now. And actually, so if you'd just like to explain a little bit perhaps about why we raise the Kundalini and place ourselves in London, why do we do that?
It's a protection. So while we're meditating, we make sure that we are not, there's nothing from the outside coming.
Right.
And then whatever we've gained during our meditation, we protect it. So to make sure that it stays inside as much as possible.
Yeah, good to know.
Well,
There's a reason behind it.
Good night, everyone. Thanks for joining. See you next week, hopefully. Bye.